morning, my dear friends, and welcome to a new edition of inSTAR show here on Instagram, as you already know and are used to. Today we go and see a true professional in what regards acting, coaching, and life development. I'm talking about the one and only Kari Ginsburg. She's originally from the USA and she has over 30 years of experience on stage. Is one of the first 500 recipients of the globally recognized Certified Change Management Professional Accreditation and the founding member of the Association of Change Management Professional. She is also a certified civil instructor through ELI and a certified professional and life coach through the Academy of Creative Coaching. Now that's a perfect introduction. So let's see, how is Kari? What is she up to? Let's know her a little bit better.
Hi.
Hello, Kari. Nice to see you. And
It's nice to see you. Oh, thank you so much for having me. This is my first Instagram Live. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's so nice. I can't say the same. This is my 50 something. It's always like a new one because I get to meet exciting and interesting people just like you. I mean, just in your introduction makes me feel so small and so stupid.
No,
You've done so many things. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a lot of interests, so I keep going to school, keep getting certifications just to be better and smarter, and it makes me a better performer, and so
That's amazing.
Keeps me out of trouble, I guess, is the important thing.
That's nice. Let's say hello to everybody who joined us. Hello and welcome. If you have any comments or questions for Kari, you can write them in the comment sections, and we'll make sure to read it. Or you can have you have a button, a small button with a question mark over there, which you can press and send a question, and we'll display it on the live feed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, as I said, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I just want to ask you, how did such an active person survive in all this time?
Oh,
this crazy time, especially.
I will tell you, it's been challenging, right? But we have to do what we have to do for the good of everybody else. When I'm not performing, I'm actually a homebody. So having to stay home, stay quiet isn't so hard for me. I like to read. We've got 2 dogs. We have a big garden in our backyard, so I've been able to sort of keep active. But it is, I miss doing theater. I miss performing. I miss engaging with an audience. So that has been challenging and sad.
Our theaters and entertainment spaces are still closed back in the USA?
Oh, yeah. It's everybody is still supposed to be wearing masks. Unfortunately, we see a lot of COVID cases springing up anew. So I think that we are still going to be in quarantine. We are still going to be social distancing. We are still going to be sort of a hotbed of this virus activity for a while until people really take it seriously that they have to wear a mask and not be silly about how they're behaving.
To be honest, it's not that hard to wear a mask. I mean, if we think about it, people in Asia, they're doing it every day on a daily basis just because of smoking and shit. So why can't we do it? I mean, it's just a mask. You have to wear it for 5 minutes when you go into a shop or something, because you don't have to stay. You don't have anywhere else to go, just to go to the supermarket, pharmacy, or whatever you have to get necessary. So 5 minutes of wearing the mask is not gonna kill you.
No, 5 minutes of not wearing the mask could honestly kill you. And
exactly.
I could get super political about this, but I won't. But yes, please, everybody, please wear a mask. Please wear a mask. Yeah,
it's so easy. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Everything goes it's insane. I'm trying to stay up to date with all the countries all over, but it's insane. I can't do it because it's one country is open, another one is closed, another one is in very deep problems, another one it's okay. So you never know where to look and what's the global update. It's always changing.
Yes, it is. And I know that you're an avid traveler. How has the virus impacted your ability to sort of jet set?
Well, I'm staying home.
You're staying home. Did you have any trips planned that were canceled?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was able to go to Croatia this year
Oh, cool.
and to Greece, and right now I'm in Austria. I was planning to come to Austria just for visiting my sister, but I ended up staying here. So from June, since June until
Mm-hmm.
today, I didn't went anywhere, but I just stayed in Austria. I went to Greece a little bit for a week, went to Croatia, and I wanted to go to. I had plans to go to America, LA, Miami, New York, then fly to Venezuela, Mexico a little bit,
Oh my
Colombia.
gosh.
Yeah, I wanted to do like a 5 months trip,
Yeah.
but you know. But I'll be honest, I'm trying to go to San Martin, but I'll see if I can do it. I'm not sure.
Fingers crossed. I hope that you
Just
are
to
able to
escape
travel.
the cold, because back here in Europe, it's getting cold, and I don't like snow and winter.
Has it already snowed there?
Yeah, in some regions, yeah,
Oh my
there's
gosh.
snow. Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't
No.
like it. No, last year I was in Bali for during this time, so
Oh.
I want to go somewhere where it's warm.
I don't blame you. I much prefer to be warm than cold too.
Yeah. And I was mentioned that you are also a life coach. What is like the best advice that you can give to an artist right now, or to yourself? Why not?
Oh gosh. The best advice. Well, so being a life coach tends to not mean that you're giving people advice, right? Through when you're a life coach, you support people on their journey towards like discovering what their own advice would be for themselves.
Okay.
So with that in mind, if I could give people
I love your hair,
advice,
by the way.
thank you. Um, with that in mind, I would say just because you can't do art the way that you've become accustomed to doing it doesn't mean that you shouldn't keep doing your art. And so here's what I mean by that. A lot of theaters in the Washington, D.C. area have found ways to keep offering programming either by selling tickets to recordings of past performances or doing Facebook Live or Zoom broadcasts of readings of new plays. And that's maybe not for everybody, but there are still ways to satisfy that creative itch that you have, even though you can't go out and do things the way that you used to. And I think probably what we're seeing is this is an opportunity to be innovative and to sort of supercharge what we mean by theater and performance and artistry. And I think when we all come out on the other side of this, like as a globe, it's going to be really magical to see what theater, what performance, what film, what television, what visual art actually looks like and has come out of this period of stay at home, try something new. I see it as a world of opportunity. There's nobody who's telling you what you're doing isn't right or good or valuable right now. So just try.
Try anything. I mean, since the pandemic, I just started doing this show for Star Ghost Magazine. So I did something new. At the beginning, I was like a little bit, not shy, but okay, so I'm doing this. Okay. It was a little bit intense for the first time, but I was like, okay, let's try and see.
Yeah.
Also,
No, I think that's really awesome that you're doing that. And you get to have these nice, intimate conversations with people that you might not necessarily have the chance to talk to. That's really awesome.
Exactly.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say it. Andrea, my colleague and my friend, she's also saying that in Romania, we also have online theaters and meetings on Zoom and broadcasting plays online. You can get tickets, you can talk to actors, as she says, interactive sessions and improvs between actors, which is a very nice thing. And it's amazing that in crisis situation, we are so able to adapt. So I can't wait to go to Mars to see how we adapt there.
I agree. Yeah, it's showing how innovative and adaptive and the level of ingenuity that people have to just sort of keep going, keep thriving when they're sort of stuck in their own home, not able to like go out into the world and do things.
I'm sure for you it's going to be so easy to adapt. If you have to play a musical or a play on Mars, I'm super sure you'll be super easy, adaptable, because you have more than 30 years of experience of this thing.
Yes, I do.
So
I
it's
have a
gonna
lot
be
of time.
super
Although
easy.
I don't have experience on the Martian stage yet, but I guess I will have that whole long rocket ride to get ready for it.
True. Talking about all this experience, what motivates you the best to do everything that you do at all the time, and to be the best? And you know what do you do to overcome the challenges, the obstacles that you have in your way?
Mm. Um, I wish I could say that it's working hard and
Mm-hmm.
being confident about it, but like everybody, I have insecurities and
Sure.
I get in my own way and I sort of like put up these boundaries of things that like I can't do this and I can't do that, and that's really silly because nobody else is telling me I can't do something. So I think the best way that I overcome challenges is to just take one step at a time, one day at a time, and make sure that as I am working or growing or learning, um, I'm also celebrating my successes along the way. So even if, I mean, even at its most basic, if I'm just having a really bad day, right? Just like getting up and getting out of bed and having breakfast, that is something to celebrate because I am
Sure.
here, I am present, I am occupying space on the earth, making sure that I'm approaching the day and my interactions with people with kindness, and just making sure that at the end of the day, I feel like I have given more than I have taken from this world. I think is a big that is a big way that I identify that I've been successful or not. So just one foot in front of the other.
Hmm. I, some people say that it's selfish or not selfish, narcissistic to be proud of yourself, you know. But if you're not proud of yourself, you can't spread love and enjoy
Yeah.
the things you do. So I'm always proud of myself, even for getting up in the morning at 7. I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. I got up in the morning
Oof.
so I can do the things I have to do.
Yeah. Well,
Most of the times I do things for other people, not for myself, but still.
yes. Well, but I think you're touching on a really interesting point, which there's a difference between being humble about your
Yeah,
successes and then being like arrogant about your
true.
successes. Yeah.
And I'm never arrogant because I think that all the successes that I have or we have or anybody has are opportunities that you take at the right moments, you know,
Mm.
and you were there to have that opportunity. And
Hmm.
usually opportunities, you create them yourself
Hmm.
based on who you are and what you give to the world, you know.
Hmm.
Give bad vibes to the world, you're just going to get back bad vibes because that's the circle you're in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Sure.
I'm a very firm believer in you can't bring happiness to others if you don't find happiness in yourself first.
True.
So,
That's a nice motto. Is that like your motto in life, or do you have any, I don't
no,
know, personal
I have a
quotes that you
different
have?
motto. Am I allowed to swear on this program? Like, can I use
Wow, if it's a
swear words?
must.
Well, because my motto has a really big swear word in it. So my personal motto, my life motto is go big or go fuck yourself,
Yeah.
basically. Like, which I guess people would say go big or go home, but like I take it a little bit of a step further.
It's
Just
just.
take big swings, take big risks,
Mhm.
rebound gracefully.
That's. I feel you. I mean, go big or go home.
I feel that I get it. Yeah. No, you and I are
Yeah.
very similar that way.
I mean, I have nothing else to add to that. Were there any like times when you felt overwhelmed by a character that you have to play, or something in a musical, or I don't know,
Mm,
word that you've received, something that gets you super overwhelmed and excited, or sometimes
yes.
confused?
Very much so. So I tend to work on plays and
Mhm.
musicals that are very challenging. I don't, if it's easy, I'm not interested in it. And so I have in recent years played roles of the wife of a man who's found out to be a criminal. And I have played a woman who has fairly significant mental health issues. And I have played very recently a woman who is waiting to hear if her twin sister has perished or survived from the World Trade Center 9/11 attacks in the United States in New York. And so none of that is easy. And I don't necessarily have life experiences. Like, my spouse isn't a criminal. I am very lucky to, while I do struggle with my own mental health things, I do not have bipolar disorder. And I was in college when the 9/11 attacks happened. So I know people who lost people. I very specifically, like, I can see in my mind the newscasts from the day. So so I welcome those challenges because they're an opportunity to learn and to research and to grow in ways as a person and to connect with an audience and a group of people in a way that I haven't been able to before. And in a way, those challenges and those performance experiences can be very overwhelming because it's a lot of emotion and a lot of story and a lot of expectation that you take on yourself. That either an audience has or an acting company has or the play sort of puts on you. And you'd never want to let people down. I certainly don't want to disappoint people. But on a happier sort of, a happier answer to that question is I have been very fortunate to win 2 Helen Hayes Awards here in Washington, D.C. in the last several years. And so those have been very positive but very overwhelming moments. I'm in the wrong room. They're like downstairs. I would like have them like here to like show them to you like little puppets. But every day when I walk by them, it is an incredible honor to have been nominated. It is an honor to have received them. And I understand the privilege and the power that comes from being recognized by my community for excellence in performance and the importance of then working harder and finding more difficult and more challenging stories to tell and to find opportunities to give room for new voices and new talent to showcase themselves because, like, I'm no spring chicken, I'm getting older. And so this is an opportunity to help train the next generation of theater professionals to continue to deliver excellence and good stories.
You say you are so humble and so proud of yourself. I love it. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very true what you say. I mean, you have to put research. I was talking because here in Romania, we are currently preparing the release, the launch of the musical Next to Normal, which I know you played in.
I was.
Yeah,
yes.
you also won the Helen Hayes Award for the outstanding performance in a musical role.
And our production won a whole award as well. It was great.
And I've talked to last week with the actor who's playing the same role that you had, Natalie Goodman.
I played Diana. Did you interview the young woman who played Natalie?
Natalie, yeah.
Okay, so she that would be the daughter character.
Daughter character, true.
Yes.
Yeah, true. You said you were the mother.
I was the mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I interviewed your daughter.
Perfect.
And she was also like saying that she had to do a lot of research and study the character to see. And that's what it's impressive for me, that when you do a play, you have so much responsibility because you have to portray the character. You have to go into their skin and become something else, something that you are not experienced to. Like we had some people that were playing like schizophrenics. And we talked with Maria Gomez Diago, who was playing an Alzheimer character. I mean, from Locked Up, Vis-a-Vis, the series on Netflix. Yeah, I mean, so it's interesting and amazing how you can go and research and get, I'm not sure if burden it's the right word to say, but all that energy on yourself when you basically know nothing about that because you don't live it every day, you know? So it's impressive that you can do that. So congrats on that. It's like, I think you guys have an on-off switch, you know? On my feeling, off my feelings. And I'm speaking. Bravo.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's true. And as a human being, you have to protect yourself, right? So you need to be able to sort of compartmentalize where those feelings go in your mind and the rest of your life. I think I've watched a couple of your other interviews, and one of the things that I've heard from a number of actors that you've spoken with, and I also believe it very, very much, is that you take on a little bit of your character,
Yeah.
and they stay with you, even after the show is over.
Yeah.
And so, from when I was in Next to Normal playing Diana, my sleep got very, very bad because I had trouble at the end of the night sort of shutting off her energy to like recuperate for the next performance and the next day. And so those feelings and those emotions and those experiences stay with you for a long, 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 long time. And I will also say, one of the things that surprised me most about doing Next to Normal, about performing in Next to Normal, was the audience would come up after the shows and they would be so honest and they would be so excited to tell me about their own experiences with mental health, or people in their lives who suffered from bipolar disorder, who were suicidal, or whom they had lost to mental illness. And hearing those stories and being present in the moment with those people who just want to share with you because you've just shared with them for 2 hours is so special. And so those stories and those people are now sort of part of my Next to Normal experience. They're in the quilt of the show that's in the back of my mind. It's special what we do.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's wow. I don't think I could. I mean, I could play in a, I don't know, series which I can be chill on the beach with a cocktail, but that's pretty much it. I'm not sure I can go that deep because I'll stay there. I think if I would have played your role, I'll be depressed for like 2 years after.
I don't know. Maybe you could just like reward yourself, like come back from the brink on the beach with a cocktail.
The thing is that I'm very empathic, you know, when I see somebody suffering, I just feel it.
Yeah.
Sometimes even if I leave that person or I go home and mind my own business, I still have in the back of my mind,
still there.
Oh my God, what can I do for that person? What can I do to help? How can I improve their experience and stuff? So it's amazing that you can do that. But you always, I wanted to ask you what this musical meant to you, and if you have any lesson that you learned, or in general, when you play a character, did they leave something on your personality that you think you see a change in it or something?
Yeah.
Would you become bipolar now? No.
Not really. No, but I am much more attuned to other people's reactions to my emotions now, because in preparing for Next to Normal specifically, I spoke with a lot of people, some who I knew and some who are strangers, who live with bipolar disorder every day, and who live with severe depression or manic episodes. And because I wanted to truthfully portray them. And in speaking with all of them, what became very, very clear very quickly is that they themselves didn't necessarily say, like, they would wake up in the morning and they wouldn't say, today I'm going to be depressed, or today I'm going to behave in a way that is manic, or today I'm going to see things or hear voices, right? It is not a choice. It's just ingrained in who they are. It's part of their psyche. But they knew that things were off when people were treating them differently. And so I became very aware of that through preparing for Next to Normal, just how, like, my face is very expressive. If I would make a face that I didn't realize I was making, and like having people respond to it, it just became I became much more aware of that. But I will say, in a way that's like a little bit sillier and a little bit lighter, about 10 years ago, I played a character in a play that was based on Jane Mansfield, who's like a Marilyn Monroe character. And in preparing for the show, like I had blonde hair. And I like changed the way that I walked, and I changed the way that I spoke for the character, right? Because she is a character.
Yeah.
But what I found is that there were certain things that the character would say that was written into the script that I started saying just as part of real life.
Okay.
Like everybody became like dearest and darling, And the character doesn't call martini beverages. She doesn't call them martinis. She calls them martunis. So
Martinez.
to the martunis. So to this day, I don't call them like a dirty martini, a dirty martini. It's a dirty martini because it's just silly. Like it's just she's there. She's
Yeah.
there in my head. But I have found like there are certain shoes that I have, like high heel shoes, that like when I wear them, I start to walk like Rita again. It's like very, very swingy and very sultry. And so like there is some of those things that just sort of stay with me.
Dearest and dearie. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I play Alice in Wonderland, the hat maker, I think I'll be keeping some things from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little zaniness, a little craziness.
Is there anything like personal that it's between you and the musical or this art industry? Any like a personal connection? Do you feel it?
Oh yeah, I do very, very much so. A few years ago, in 2012, I was very, very ill. I was really sick. And uh, I didn't know if I would be able to perform again.
Yeah.
And in that moment, when I had that very specific realization that all of these years of work and all of the education and all of the challenges and all of the frustrations and all of the successes just sort of like gone, right? I remember feeling it like I lost a limb.
Wow.
Like I mourned and I grieved for my career because I thought that I wouldn't have it back. I wouldn't be able to get it back. And I mean, since then I've been very, very successful, which is good. I mean, that's a very happy ending. But
And that
I sort of felt the
empowers
same.
you.
Yeah, it did actually. And it changed the way, it changed the roles that I would accept
Mhm.
that experience. It changed my relationship to performance and where I would spend my time, and what stories I wanted to tell. It changed my, uh, so like before I got sick and when I was acting, I would be like, oh my God, what if the critics don't like the show? Or like, oh no, what if a friend doesn't like it? And I stopped worrying about those
Mhm.
things. And I started paying more attention to being proud of the work that I was putting out, and critical response would follow or it wouldn't. I couldn't control how the top to bottom, like the start to finish of a show looks each night. I can only control my role and how it contributes to the story and the effectiveness of the storytelling and what the audience takes away. Uh, and so I mean, I just said a lot of things, but like, yes, to answer your question, I do feel a very deep personal connection to performance and to being on stage and to the privilege of storytelling. Because there's this moment when you're on stage that I listen for every single night. Every
Okay.
single night that I'm in a show, this is what I listen for. And it usually happens, I would say, within the first like 10 to 15 minutes of a good play. So you're on stage and there's a set and you're in your costumes and you're starting to tell a story and the audience is sitting watching you and the lights are dim. And the audience is in those first 10 minutes like trying to figure out who's who and what their relationships are. And then there is a moment on stage when the actors and the audience all take a breath in together. It's
Oh,
just like in that moment, you know that everybody has sort of like synced in,
yeah.
right? You are in it together. And it is incredible when that happens.
Okay. I'm just imagining the scene. I'm
Yeah.
imagining like a big theater, or like an atrium with a lot of people, with the actors on stage, and they're just like the music and the play goes on, and then suddenly a super like silent moment and then continues,
Yes.
like on slow motion.
Yes.
I'm just imagining that right now, and it's wow.
Yeah. It is incredibly powerful, and it is unlike anything else in the world, unlike anything else that I've ever experienced.
That's amazing. Now I'm just gonna think and picture that. I mean,
Yeah, the next time you go see a show, you won't even notice it until after it's happened. You'll be like, oh,
yeah.
oh, that was it. Oh, I missed it.
I was asking this because the personal connection between and this world, because unfortunately for some actors, for some, not just actors, but in art industry in general, this becomes a job, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's something that goes in your routine. And
Yes.
you miss these moments that you just mentioned. Wow, this thing, you know, this is something that it's amazing. I
Yeah.
think if you do something that's like your hobby and it's paid, the best advice is like to keep that as a hobby and still get paid, of course, but just
Yeah.
to keep it and enjoy it just like a hobby, you know, because
Yeah.
otherwise you lose the true and raw feelings that you get from doing that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you have to keep your perspective about why you're passionate about that thing.
Yeah.
And if you feel that passion waning, you can step away from it for a little bit, and then maybe you need to come back to it. Or
It's
maybe
like
it
just
takes, like you said,
wasted.
maybe it takes a different place in your life then, right? You're right.
True.
Maybe it's no longer, maybe having it as a job isn't the right fit. Maybe having it just as something you do because you need to, because you want to, and you enjoy it. Having it as that hobby that's fine.
Talking about the industry and the acting, do you think, if you know, of course, there is a difference between the musical world, the acting, the arts industry, or the art school, or the industry in general in the USA compared to the European one?
Hmm. Well, we don't have government funded arts here.
Okay.
There are some programs in rural communities, but they tend to be driven by like nonprofit organizations. So there is a bit of a disconnect between the role of the arts in America and how they are integral to sort of the whole community, and how the arts can really support our humanity, that I think is present in other communities and other cultures and in other places in the world. When I think about the West End in London and how important and sacred,
Yeah.
or even just the Globe Theatre, right? So it is so vital there, right? Artists can make a living wage there. We have to have other things here in America, unless you're a movie star or unless you're a TV star, right? And that's not everybody. If you're just a lowly stage performer like me, you have to have something else to do to help you afford to live. And because we also don't have like universal health care here, there are a lot of artists who in the day-to-day, if they got sick, that would be catastrophic. That would be really detrimental to their well-being, because they would not be able to afford to see a doctor to get better. So that's not great.
Yeah, it's not. I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it always crosses my mind, but a couple of weeks ago, because of everything that happens now in the world, I was thinking about it. Like, USA is such a big and top country in this world, and you can't afford health. It's just what the f,
Yes.
It's surprisingly, but in a bad way. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. It's hard.
I mean, we have a very big presidential election coming up this November, and
yeah,
people need to vote like lives depend on it, because people's lives truly depend on it. And I see in the comments, the American dream is much more work than a dream.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And as you work, the dream changes. So I see a lot of people dream big and then dream bigger and then keep dreaming biggest. And they never actually get to enjoy the fruits of all of the work that they've been doing, because they just keep climbing. They just keep working harder and harder. So that is a very true observation.
Yeah. I've seen that Americans, they work a lot. I mean, not everybody can go on vacation. Not,
No.
I don't think because they don't afford it, but because they work a lot. Like, take a breath, breathe, take a break, just enjoy yourself. Why are you working so much? For what? Are you going to take your money and your fortune to
Or
waste?
what? Yes,
For
yes.
what?
And then we're all tired and we're all grumpy all of the time. And then we get to retirement and we have nothing to show for it. We don't have anything that we can relax into
Yeah.
because we've just been working.
Last year, when I was in Bali, I've met a lot of Americans there, and they were like, "Oh, what you do for a living?" "Well, I do that. I do marketing, business development, and stuff." And oh my God, so how can you travel so much? I'm like, well, I take breaks. Like I work, but I also enjoy my life because if I don't go and take a break or a vacation or just relax a
Yeah,
bit, I cannot work. I don't feel inspired to create a marketing campaign or a business plan. Or I can't be non-stop
yeah,
there. I just need to chill the F out a bit, so I can
yeah. No,
deliver.
that's very American way, right? We don't take vacation. We don't take breaks like that. Well, I mean, I do. I take breaks. I take
Yeah.
vacation, but I'm different, I guess.
I
I
think
don't know.
everybody should do it just for themselves, just to feel good, to enjoy.
Well, to recharge, but then also
Yeah,
you get an opportunity. Like the world is so vast. There's so much interesting things out there. New York City isn't the end. I mean, New York City is pretty great. Don't get me wrong, but like, go to Barcelona, go to Berlin, just get on a train and just like go towards Russia and just experience the world because you will learn so much more about yourself and about people um, than you would just by like watching CNN and watching television.
yeah. I'll tell you a secret. Barcelona, it's a city where I will move like in a bit. Like if you say let's move to Barcelona now, I will
Yeah,
just pack. I'm not even gonna pack. I'm just gonna take my underwear, some socks, a jeans, and a
yeah,
t-shirt.
you don't need
Just
anything.
go.
Just go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
we in 2018, my husband and I took we went to Barcelona for Carnival, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Ugh, I wish we were
Such a
there.
nice city. People are nice. Everything is nice. We will wait you also in Romania if you have ever been or never. You should come to Romania. It's also a nice country.
Thank you. I have not been. So, we had been planning a big trip. What is this year? We're still in 2020.
2020.
So in 2021, like fall 2020 is like 10 years long. We were planning a big European adventure
Mhm.
in the fall of 2021, and Romania is on our list of places to stop.
Yay! Come.
Mhm.
When you come to Romania, I'll make sure I'll be in the country, so I will show you everything around.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Do not
Yeah.
tease me, because if I
No,
get there
no,
and you're like back in Bali, I'm gonna be very, very
no.
sad.
I'll do that because I've met a lot of people like all around the world. Like, I want to come visit Romania. Okay, text me when you want to come, and I'll make sure I'll
Yeah,
be there. And I did
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And I had some friends. Now we are friends, and they live in Tel Aviv,
Yeah.
Venezuela. So they never seen snow or did Christmas tree. So I organized a special winter trip in Romania for a week with them. I took them everywhere in Romania, in the mountains, to the snow, to the chalets,
Oh my gosh.
on top of the mountains. We built Christmas trees. We ate, all the Christmassy stuff. They loved it.
That's amazing.
So when
What
you come
an
to Romania, I will definitely show you around.
Thank you very much. I can't wait. That'll be so good. Oh, I'm so excited. Ugh. Well, 2021 cannot get here fast enough.
Yeah, I was looking online and I saw a meme. Like, if you take 2020 and you turn it kind of upside down, it says no, no. I just saw it this
Yes,
morning and I also laughed. I was like, yeah, that's so true.
that is 2020 in a nutshell.
Meme
That
of
is
the year, I think.
absolutely right. Ugh, no, no. Ugh,
Let's go
yeah.
back to the serious stuff. What do you think it's most important? Do you think winning awards or gaining audience?
That's a hard question.
I told you we're getting back serious.
I know. So the question is, what is more important, winning awards or or gaining an audience?
Yeah.
Gaining an audience. Yeah. Awards are wonderful,
Hmm.
and it feels incredible to be recognized. But then the next year, somebody else will win that award, right? And so you then become part of the history of that award. The audience will tell you every single day how successful you're being in creating your story and how good the story you're telling is and how important. Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be gaining an audience.
Audience. Yeah, I think the same. I mean, awards are nice, but they validate something
Yes.
that it's already validated by the
Yes.
audience you have.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
having awards, it's nice, but you get them because you have an audience. You know, someone
Yeah. And
you're being recognized.
I think people too think that an award means something like it means you're better or you're different.
Yeah.
Or that it creates some opportunities for you that maybe you didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
And that hasn't been my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I have had people actively root for me to fail because I have been successful and won awards. And I realize this starts to be like, woe is me, boo hoo hoo. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is this. Just because you win an award doesn't mean that that's it. Like it makes you have to work harder.
True, exactly.
You have to work harder.
For me, winning an award is the way that the audience tells you thank you. You know, it's their way to reach you.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. When you win an award, it's the way of the audience to say thank you for doing this amazing thing that you do it for us, for yourself. You know, just bring good vibes to the world. So awards are good, but if you don't have an audience, nobody gives you an award.
That's true. It doesn't matter if you're successful or not. No,
I haven't gotten an award yet, but who knows?
Yeah, and an award doesn't give me the satisfaction of that moment that we talked about a few minutes ago, where you've got the audience right there synced in with you. That is, I do it. Yeah.
And honestly, when you win awards, you have to work, as you said, a lot way harder, a lot way more, because you need to reach a certain standard and surpass that. And you know, the more you win, the more you work, the more stressed out you are, the more responsibilities you get.
Yeah. You have to be more specific with the risks that you're taking.
Exactly. Yeah. My last question for you, Kari, is something that I ask everybody, because I think it's a very empowering question, a deep one. Maybe you haven't thought about it yet, but I think you did. It's what message has Kari Ginsburg of the present wants to send to Kari Ginsburg to the future?
Oh, who I want.
And maybe in a couple of years we'll redo the interview and I'll share you the message. Listen, this is what you told yourself.
So I think that there's a couple. Okay, I'll give you one because you asked for one, so I'll give you one. I think that the answer is don't be afraid.
Okay.
Right now, I am very afraid that theater, as I love it, won't come back again. It won't recover from the coronavirus. And that makes me very, very sad. It makes me really sad. Like I'm getting emotional right now. It makes me very sad. And at the same time, like anybody, trying new things feels really scary. And maybe changing jobs feels scary, or having to move feels scary, or, you know, anything that's like a big life event comes with a little bit of nerves and fear. And There are some things that I am working to put into place for myself right now that feel scary because they're big and I've never done them before. And I don't know how good I'll be at it or not. But that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Trying is what matters. So, just to wrap back, I think that if I could say something now to myself in so many years, it would be, what were you so afraid of?
That's so nice. Wow. Well, I'm sure you'll do. You'll be awesome at what you plan to do because you put your heart and your energy, and the outcome has to be great.
Thank you. Well, and I'm going to see you in Romania in perhaps the fall of 21, and you'll be able to tell me, you'll be able to ask me if I'm holding myself accountable to like not being afraid.
All right, awesome. Pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Thank you so much, Kari, for
this is my absolute pleasure. This is the highlight of my Monday. So thank you.
Oh, all right. It's Monday. Jesus.
It's still Monday.
It's still Monday. Here it's almost
and
7 o'clock.
It is, well, so it's evening there for you.
Yeah.
It is 12, well, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon here where I am. So like my day is half over. So I have a lot of Monday left to get through.
I went through Monday. The weekend was bad, but I recovered.
Okay.
I broke a tooth and I was like insanely desperate, and I stayed in bed like I need a dentist now. So this morning at 6 o'clock, I woke up and I went straight to the dentist. Me not talking German, not understanding what they were saying.
Yeah.
This, fix it now.
Is your tooth better? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, it's fixed. It's okay. It's fixed.
Okay.
It just broke.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it just broke and I had to fix it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you.
This front tooth, I broke once because I was singing and holding a microphone, and somebody was like doing big sweeping hand gestures as part of the choreography, and they hit the microphone and it hit my face, and like half my tooth fell out in my hand. And I was like, I guess I'll just stick it in my pocket and then keep performing until
I have it in my wallet.
You have it in your wallet?
Yeah. It's the first time I broke a tooth like that. I was like, what?
Do you is the tooth fairy part of your culture? Can you like put it under the pillow and you'll get like a treat or money?
I tried it. I never got anything, so I just like, okay, I'm not gonna do it again. But yeah, it's something that you do.
Okay.
Kids do it. Like they teach you to put the tooth under the pillow so the fairy tale comes. My fairy tale got lost in the way. I don't know why.
You said you're staying with your sister. I feel like you should just tell her that like, I'm putting my tooth under my pillow.
Yeah. I'll put it now and see what happens.
Yeah. You at least deserve like, I don't know, a cocktail or a cake or something like that for all of your effort and pain.
Well, I was thinking more money for a vacation, but it's okay even a cocktail.
Well, that's true. It could go into your future vacation trip. Hey, by the way, so if you ever find yourself in the Washington, D.C. area, text me and I'll show you around here.
Awesome.
We'll go to we'll do the typical touristy things, but we'll do the things that like the locals do to avoid the tourists. And
yeah, I
got to tell you, it's more fun.
More local stuff. I'm the guy that goes to the local stuff. I don't like touristy things. I mean, I went to Rome. I haven't been inside the Vatican, the church and stuff. So like, I just seen it from outside. It's pretty. Yeah. It's not. That's it. Too crowded.
It is very crowded. It is very crowded. Yeah, there are a lot of people. Yeah. There.
I want to do things different, you know.
Yeah. Well, that means you're an adventurer. I appreciate that. I will let you go then and get about your evening.
Awesome.
This was a blast. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to everybody who watched. It was fun.
I wish you all the best, Kari. And
thank you. You too.
To get all your dreams that you still have, because we still dream every day. All your dreams come true, and good luck with all your projects. And I hope I'll see you soon. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Yes. Stay healthy, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
thanks again, Kari, for joining us today at inSTAR Show. Thank you, everybody who joined us, and for all your messages of support for Kari and for inSTAR Show. I will see you on Wednesday with our next guest. She's a young and talented Romanian artist. We are talking about Olga Verbitsky. She's actually from Moldova, but she lives in Romania. We love her anyway. We'll see you and talk to her and get to know her better on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Romanian time. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you as happy as today, as always, here live on inSTAR Show. I'm Claudio, and I wish you a great evening, night, morning, or day. Bye-bye.